You're watching Machine Universe, the place where harsh winters don't play nice. Roof avalanches, icy chaos, and tiny idiot moments nobody planned.
Oh, duck, 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 duck. Oh!
The sheer volume coming down is frightening. The structural integrity of the drift is hanging by a thread. It looks exactly like a dam waiting to burst.
Oh, duck, 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 duck. Oh!
Well, the roof just shed its heavy winter coat. Much more comfortable now. Just listen to that engine roar. It's not just moving snow, it's vaporizing a literal mountain of ice. Standing next to that beast while it chews through a 10-foot drift must rattle your bones. Traffic laws completely disappear when the intersection becomes an ice skating rink.
Keep working our way up. And there they go. And I'm just canting it by hand here just because I'm so close. Unit. And you'll see they come right off.
A massive blizzard dropped 40 inches of accumulation here, creating the perfect test for the roof raiser. Watch how it tackles snow that's been packed tight for weeks. It uses a clever slide system to remove the weight in seconds without you ever touching a shovel.
Overhang. And then we'll clean off the bigger.
Luckily, it was soft powder. Winter constantly reminds everyone to watch the rooftops for falling danger. Luck was definitely operating in that intersection because the margin for error was practically non-existent for anyone nearby. This trick works specifically because there are no gutters to snag on. On a typical suburban home, it can bend aluminum fast. On a cabin, it's perfect. Don't underestimate the smaller 240 just because it's lighter. In tight quarters where the big 460 would get wedged between stumps, that little goat can turn on a dime and keep the production line moving. Imagine sitting inside one of those vehicles when the roof decided to unload its heavy burden. City streets become silent trap zones when rooftops get overloaded. Since Karrar is one of the most remote stations, waiting for a plow isn't an option. The first commuter train effectively becomes the snow removal service for everyone else that day. That Mack plow truck found the ditch, so they called in the big gun, a 6x6 Champion grader. It's funny how a machine designed to smooth roads is also the best tool for fixing off-road mistakes. Forget shoveling the driveway, just hop on and glide over everything. It is definitely the coolest way to get around town.
요거 충분히 온다. 오이다가 지금
He's putting in work, but that little shovel isn't cutting it on that hard roof snow. Bigger scoop would help a ton.
보라.
Even with a great design, no tool is perfect. He mentions the only real struggle with the Avalanche involves the wind blowing the plastic slide around, but otherwise it slices through the pack efficiently. People in tropical climates dream of snow like this, while the locals probably have nightmares about it. Seeing dump trucks queued up down the block really puts the volume into perspective. Look at the bright side. That was the fastest commute from the stairs to the car ever. It is like watching a replay on a loop. Day after day, different vehicles fall victim to the exact same treacherous stretch of frozen pavement. A roof avalanche is the wildest way to end a family barbecue prematurely. Failing to clear overhangs creates dangerous situations, exactly like the one unfolding right here. You might wonder how the operator actually sees the road underneath. Usually they rely on pre-marked stakes or tree lines. Without those, it's mostly instinct and muscle memory trying to keep a $500,000 rig out of the frozen ditch. cutting the world's biggest slice of vanilla ice cream cake. Crisp crunch under those boots hits the spot perfectly. Sounds exactly like walking on thin layers of glass. Lake Tahoe doesn't mess around in January. A pickup truck would be buried here in minutes. They need the high clearance and pure torque of a 938G to bully this much powder off the road without spinning your wheels. The road conditions turned treacherous out of nowhere. First winter storms always catch people off guard. It's a zero-sum game out here. Save the roof from the weight, and the ground floor ends up completely buried. Turning a 3-hour nightmare into a 30-minute job is the kind of math I appreciate. The structure just couldn't handle the sheer weight accumulating silently overhead. Normandy isn't exactly famous for Arctic conditions, but March 2013 changed the rules. Seeing an 84-ton locomotive fighting a whiteout like this feels more like a scene from deep Siberia than the French countryside.
Das ist auch gut. And voila.
Talk about a perfect setup for this tool. A good pitch on the roof with eaves close to the ground and some nice light powdery snow. Looks like it worked great.
Mein Avalanche. Von mehr groß. Wunderbar.
Heart rate definitely spiked watching that. Inches separated a bad day from a hospital visit. I bet that rumble sounded like a freight train coming through the living room. Terrifying. Eaves are essentially winter traps waiting to spring. A little sunlight melts the bond, sending hundreds of pounds of ice crashing down without further notice. Just another Tuesday night in 2012 for this crew. While tourists sleep in warm ryokans, these guys are threading needles with heavy steel.
Playing a game of whack buck here.
What happens when you don't clear the snow off of the roof of a mansion? At least not thoroughly. That's what happens on a metal roof.
Weeks of freeze-thaw cycles turn soft powder into a solid, dangerous ice slab hanging overhead.
Breaking it, but didn't really melt in between where those. Pretty cool.
Otari Onsen. Japan gets about 18 meters of snow annually, enough to crush a normal house. Protecting a registered cultural heritage site like the Yamada Ryokan means heavy machinery is out of the question. It comes down to human hands, specialized scoops, and a solid week of grinding labor 6 times a winter. From a distance, it looks like a die-cast model playing in the powder. But the Claes Xarian 5000 snow clearing is no toy. It is pure German muscle clearing a path where pickup trucks wouldn't dare to tread. I suppose it is marginally more exciting than standing on a ladder with a plastic scraper for 3 hours in the freezing cold.
Jumala paljon jäi pealle.
Wonder if that rubber edge actually stays soft in these freezing temps. If it hardens up, that's basically hard plastic dragging across the hood. Steel tracks act like paddles in that mess. Mud mixed with ice chips is a nightmare for traction. Sliding right past the glass is nerve-wracking. Could have easily shattered the whole pane. Great, the roof is clear, but now the driveway is buried.
Yeah. It will. If you knock it down, it'll shatter. Yeah.
Gonna go. Did you get it?
The biggest headache isn't lifting the snow, it is finding empty real estate to dump it. When the banks are already 10 feet high, they eventually run out of places to stack the white stuff. Winter driving is tough, but inspecting the damage just to drive away creates a bigger mess.
And again, I start there. Just keep. Okay. Before we saw the sorry code, we had to lift it up. It works function, and I am literally just giving a little push. Compared to it's gonna break.
The clever part isn't just the slide, but the wheels lifting the head slightly. They allow the tool to glide over the surface rather than grinding against the shingles, offering better control while protecting the roof material underneath.
That's gonna slide up. Exciting.
I thought it had all come crashing down at once, but the way it slowly slides off is strangely addictive. You hate to see it happen, but winter parking really requires checking what is hanging directly above your vehicle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy sh**.
Freezing rain is so
Holy
sneaky.
sh**.
It looks like just wet pavement, but acts like a total ice rink.
Oh my god.
Clearing heavy snow is exhausting work, yet he keeps such a steady pace. Huge respect for the hustle. Mother Nature really outdid herself with Minnehaha Falls. The texture and scale are just incredible. It's amazing that this wild beauty exists right in the middle of a city. Wow, so relaxing. It's crazy how nature can build something so massive and scary just from frozen water. You don't see a 24-horsepower Honda engine on a snowblower every day. It's a custom 45-inch setup, mixing parts from 3 different machines to clear the driveway. This looks exactly like a rhythm game. My fingers are twitching just watching it.
Hold on, B.
The roof needs a heating system just for days like this.
So these guys are getting it done up on the roof, that's for sure.
We appreciate you spending part of your day with Machine Universe. If you enjoyed the video, we'd love to see you back here for the next one. Stay warm and drive safe.